Hey everyone, so let me share my screen. Okay, so last class we learned about how to do the salary calculation, right? So how to do the salary calculation, and then we also learned about VLOOKUP. So this is the exercise that we carried out. So did you all practice at home?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll just briefly
Yes,
run
sir.
through.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just briefly run through and then we will move to today's lesson. So what we learned is we created a table, then we entered the basic, and we had certain criteria for medical. So medical, the allowance we said is 15% for everybody. Housing allowance, we have different criteria, less than 8,500, what is the percentage? So we have a set of criteria. Conveyance allowance, we said 10% of the basic. PF deduction of 10% of the sum total. So this is the criteria that we set. And then we calculated the medical using 10%, 15% of the basic. So we used the basic multiplied by 15%. So it's a very simple formula. Conveyance also same, 10%. PF also same, 10% deduction. The main thing is the house rent allowance calculation. So we use the if formula to calculate. So as we know, as we learned in the previous classes, if formula is always comes with the criteria check. What is the condition? What if the condition meets, if it is true, what should happen? If it is not true, what should happen? So this is how the if function works. So here the formula we have written is for if, open bracket, if basic in E3 cell is greater than or equal to 8,500, then if it is basic times 25%. If not, check further. If basic is less than or equal to 5,000, then it should be basic times 30%. If this is again not true, check one more time. If the basic less than or equal to, greater than or equal to 3,000, then it should be 40%. And final criteria is less than 3,000. So this is the criteria that we said. It could be any range, but we just use this as an example. Anybody have doubts on this if formula?
No doubt, sir.
Then we learned about VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP is to find and extract information. So here we said that, okay, we want to type the name of the person whose information we wanted to pull here. And then for the mobile number, we want to find his mobile number. So what we did, we write the VLOOKUP formula equal to VLOOKUP, open bracket. We have to select which cell which we want to find the value. So we wanted to find D28, which is here. D28 is here, comma. Next is the array. So what is the set of the table that we wanted to find? We have to select this, comma, followed by which column. So mobile number is the first column, second column, mobile number is in the third column. So we would have used 3 here, and we need a exact match. That's why we are writing a false. Similarly for net pay and designation. So this is what we learned in the last class. So anybody have doubts on this exercise? Did you all really practice? This is very useful actually. So any doubts you can ask me. Okay, if no doubts, I will move on for today's lesson. So today's class, we will learn about another example about EMI. So most of us, we take loans. So that's why we thought this could be useful for you. So how to calculate a monthly EMI. And then we will learn about a topic for called cell references. Okay, so this is what we will learn for today. And next week we will have the final for Excel sheet, Excel. Next week we will be talking about how to prepare charts. So next week is very, very important because that will be used in your PowerPoint classes in the coming weeks. So please don't miss the next week classes as well. So today we will learn how to calculate the basic EMI and then what is cell reference. This I will explain to you later. Okay. So EMI is basically called as equated monthly installment. Okay. Okay. So how the amount what you want to repay is divided equally into number of different months that you choose. That is called EMI. So for example, now you want to take a loan and then the bank says 5%, for example. So you have a choice to decide, right? How many years you want to take a loan and you know what is the loan amount. So in this case, I took an example of $10,000, but I want to see which one is better for me, which one I pay less interest, and how to decide whether I can afford to pay or not. Because every month we have our regular commitments, we need to send money back to our family. So I don't know whether I can repay if I take a short loan or if I pay a longer years, I will be paying a lot of interest. So I want to find what is the best or maximum monthly repayment that I can afford so that I don't pay a lot of interest. At the same time, I'm able to repay without any penalty. That means I don't pay, I'm not able to pay a particular month. We should not have this kind of scenario. Because if you don't pay, then the interest is very, very high. You will not be paying 5%. They will charge something about 26 to 30%. So you have to be very careful whether you can choose the correct monthly repayment. So for our example, I have chosen, say for example, the bank offers to you a loan for 5% for a loan amount of $10,000. So you are not sure how to choose which one to pay, which number of years to choose. So the bank offers to you, maybe for example, you can choose 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years. So now we will learn how to calculate the monthly repayment. Then you can see whether this amount you can afford to pay apart from your regular expenses so that you can repay the bank. So the first column I have put is the annual rate interest. So the rate is in percentage. So you see, pay attention to this. The cell should be in percentage. If you put this in numbers, the total answers will be wrong. So you have to be very careful. So when you have the percentage, please ensure that it is in percentage. Then I've entered the loan tenure, which is a number of years in this column. Now I want to know how many installment period I want to take. So this is very simple. If it is in 1 year, you repay the amount into 12 months. Every year is made up of 12 months, right? So its basic formula, number of years multiplied by 12. So that is how I get 1 year means 12 months, 2 years is 24 months, 3 years is 36, and 5 years is 60 months. So this is what I have here. Next is the loan amount. So loan amount is $10,000. Now this is the important part. I want to calculate what is the monthly repayment cost. So the formula is here. So formula is PMT, which is per month repayment, open bracket, interest rate per month, comma, number of months, comma, the loan amount. You see here, I have divided by 12 because the annual rate is 5%. So the monthly interest rate is annual rate divided by 12. That's why I have put here divided by 12. And if you see in the front, I have added a minus because since this is a monthly repayment, Excel automatically gives the answer in negative because it's a deduction, because it's used for accounting purpose. So it automatically gives the value in minus. That's why I've added another minus in the front. So that minus into minus is plus. So let's go to the example here. You see here, I have added PMT, open bracket, A4, which is 5%, divided by 12 because I need for 1 month interest, not for 1 year, comma, C4, which is the number of months, comma, D4, which is the loan period. You will get this. So we will redo this again. I will show you now again. Is equal to, I will show you without the minus so that you understand it. So I just use PMT, open bracket. You can see here the formula as usual tells you what all the information to be here. Rate, so rate of interest, but I need it for per month. So divided by 12, comma, the repayment months, how many months, comma, what is the loan period, loan amount, close bracket. You can see it automatically comes in red and negative sign because it's a formula used in accounting. So you can add a minus to make it just appear as normal number. Because you're not using for any formulas, you're just using for calculating the value. So it doesn't matter. So you want this to be applied to all the other cells, just drag it. So you know exactly how much amount you need to pay per month. So now the next step is you need to calculate how much amount you are paying in total to the bank, because you are taking a loan of 10,000. But if you pay a monthly amount of $856 in this case, what is the total amount you would have paid at the end of the 1 year? So how to calculate this? Equal to monthly repayment times how many months you are repaying. You are repaying for 12 months. So enter. So same for all the other cells. Got it? So let me repeat again. So you have calculated the monthly repayment. And for monthly repayment, you have to multiply it by 12. What is the total installment period to get the total amount paid? Next is the total interest paid. So this is very simple. How to calculate the total interest paid? Anybody can say? Anybody want to volunteer to say?
The loan amount,
Okay, loan amount.
the total amount paid divided by the loan amount, then we can find the total interest paid.
Okay, it is not divided by, it's actually minus.
Minus, sorry, minus.
So total amount is a good try. Yeah, good. I think you understood the concept. So total amount paid minus loan amount. So you get the total interest paid. So you drag it. So you see from here, you have to understand when you take loan, the concept very clearly. Your loan amount should be, the percentage should be very low and your duration should be very low. Then the interest will be low. If you choose longer period of interest, longer period of the installment period, that means you will definitely pay more amount to the bank. In this example, you see the loan amount is the same. All the cases is the same, $10,000. The interest rate is also same, exactly 5% for the throughout all the calculation. But you see, you paid only $273 if you repay by 1 year. But if you take 5 years, you repay how much? You paid him, the bank, $1,323. So you are paying a way lot more money to the bank if you are choosing a longer period. But you have to be careful because your loan amount is 10,000. Just to save interest, if you say, okay, I want to go for 1 year, every month you need to pay $856. So you have to think carefully whether can you afford to pay this amount, because we have our regular expenses that we want to give to the family, our family expenses, your expenses here. So all this you have to take into consideration. So maybe for my case, maybe I will think, no, I cannot afford to pay every month $856. Maybe $438, yes, I can pay. So if that is the case, then you should try to choose the maximum amount that you can repay per month. In that case, you can still minimize the interest paying to the bank. At the same time, you are not like overcommitting and you are not able to pay this big amount. In the end, you have to pay penalty, which is even very, very big amount. Or you have to borrow from your friends. So you should not do that. So understand the concept, right? So now we will do a simple, similar example again for another percentage. Okay, so instead of 5%, now I am choosing 8%. Okay, so same loan amount. So we will repeat the exercise again. So that you can understand again. So loan amount is the same. Interest rate is 8% instead of 5%. So monthly is equal to, I just use a minus sign, PMT, open bracket, rate for 1 month. So I divided by 12, comma, replacement period, installment period, comma, the loan amount, close bracket. So I drag this to all the cells. So you get all this for all the cells. Then the next is amount paid. So amount paid is monthly repayment times the total installment period. So I drag it. So I get the total amount paid. Now I want to find what is the interest paid. So I minus the total amount paid from the loan amount. Okay. So this is how I calculate the interest paid. So now you just drag it. So you can see now here for the same duration. In the both case, you see the loan amount is the same. The number of years is the same. But loan interest, the percentage is higher and your interest paid is higher. So understand this concept. Interest rate is, if the interest rate is higher, then monthly repayment amount will be higher. In the same way, if the loan tenure is longer than the monthly repayment will also be higher. So you need to be wise to choose what percentage you can get the loan and what is the period you want to choose. Okay, so in Singapore, you can actually negotiate the percentage in most of the banks. So you have to be careful when you take the loan. You have to understand the clause penalties before you take the loan or you sign off any agreement with the bank. Any doubts on this so far?
No, sir.
Okay. How about Farah, Sajid?
No, sir.
Mim? Fadel?
Understand, sir.
How about Karthik?
Understood.
If you understand this, then we can move to the next topic. Okay, the next topic is cell references. It's a bit difficult to understand the theory, but when you see the example, you will try to understand. In references, there are three types of cell references. One is called relative reference. Second one is called absolute. Third is called mixed reference. So the relative reference, that means same formula will be applied to all the cells, which is what we are doing in the dragging, right? We drag and do. Okay, I will explain that. Absolute reference. In the absolute reference, the cell will be taken calculation for all the blocked range. That means one of the particular cell will be used as a reference for calculation for all the cells, all the formulas in all the other cells. Mixed reference means we use one relative and one absolute in the same formula. That is called mixed reference. It's a bit difficult to understand theoretically. I will explain to you now with examples. Okay, so relative reference is very simple. We are using the same formula to all other things we are dragging, right? So this is relative reference. Absolute reference is, remember this exercise we studied in 2-3 classes before about how to do an inspection record, how to do the due date, right? Do you all remember this? Here we use the today date. So we use the conditional formatting here. So how do we do this? We use today as the reference, and then we use the formula. Can you all remember this, or you want me to repeat this? Anybody can recall this conditional formatting? Okay, I think I will touch down again one more time. Okay, so conditional formatting, what we do is we wanted to calculate the due date. So this is their existing due date, and we wanted to do the calculate the due dates first. So how do we do that? We have to use the date minus from today. So I have used today's formula here in this cell C2, C1. So C1 is having the today's date. So now I want to calculate the due days. You see here, I have come and I have put C5, which is this date minus $C $1. This is very important. So $C $1 is the absolute reference, because for throughout the formula, I want to refer only this value. This cell is fixed for my formula. Usually if I see here, okay, E4, C4, correct? If you see here, I am multiplying E4 and C4. Here it was blank. Okay, so it was blank and I drag it. So here when you see, the formula automatically changed to E5 and C5. So it is not referring to any particular cell. This is called relative. But in absolute, you are referring to only this cell. So every formula will refer to only this cell. You see here, C5 minus $C $1. So it refers to this cell. You go to the next one, it still refers to C6, which is this, minus $C $1. It is not moving this way. It is fixed to this particular cell. So this is called absolute. Absolute means exactly that particular cell. So you keep your mind in like that. Absolute refers to one particular value. It is not changing. It is like a constant. So this is how you minus all the cells from today. You found out the due dates. Is this clear? What is absolute? Shamim, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
How about Sajid? Do you understand this absolute? Because this is
Hello, Brisley.
சொல்லுங்க.
Sorry, இந்த next year நமக்கு இங்கிலீஷ் கிளாஸ் வந்து இப்போ முடிச்சுட்டு வேற யாராவது நெக்ஸ்ட் இயர் இங்கிலீஷ் கிளாஸ் போறாங்கன்னா வந்து கண்டினியூ பண்றதுக்கு வந்துட்டு இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் நாங்க கேட்டுவீங்க. ஓகே.
கேட்டுங்க. ஓகே. ஓகே. Okay. So, okay, before I move on, a small announcement. So after our batch, we will finish in early January, December, right? Anybody interested to do basic English class? You can actually let me know so that we can plan for you for the next batch for English classes. Okay. Okay. So if anybody is interested in the WhatsApp group later, you put your name and you say you are interested for the English class.
Sir, I interested to do the AutoCAD, sir, AutoCAD plus.
Okay, no problem. So either English or AutoCAD, whatever you are interested, you share your interest in the WhatsApp group, in our group, so that from there we will try to plan for your classes. Okay. So Sajib is AutoCAD. How about others? You can think about it. What is more important to you accordingly? What suits your work nature? What is important in your work? Think about it. So we have basic AutoCAD, and after you finish that, you can go for actually MEP. So there's so many things you can learn there. And for those who think English is important, you can also learn English. Okay.
Okay.
Continue with the classes.
Yeah.
Can you just mute yourself because there's a background noise? So we continue. So you can see we have actually use this as a reference to one particular cell. This is important. This concept, please don't forget. So when you want to make it obsolete, the formula is dollar column value, dollar the cell value. For example, if I want this cell to be absolute to be referred to, then the formula will be okay. Let me change this and show to you. So you can see these numbers. We will use another column to do it so that you can compare and see. Okay, now I delete this. I will redo this for you. So I don't want C. Okay, I want E. So how to do that? So I have to select the date. Okay, before I go there, here E, for example, E1, I have to use the today date first. Today. So I got the today's date here. Now I want to minus the inspection date from the today's date. So equal to this minus dollar. This is E. So dollar E, dollar. This is the first row. So 1. You see, automatically the cell is highlighted. So just it's very simple. Dollar sign followed by column. What is a column? Followed by dollar. And again, what is the row number? Press enter. So now if you drag, you get exactly the same. So what happens if you don't do this way? Okay, we do without the dollar. You see, it is wrong because the formula will take first is E1, second will be E2, then this one become E3. Because this by default it takes the relative reference because this is a default setting. So you need to use obsolete. So you have to make sure that you use equal to dollar E dollar 1. Sorry, you have to minus off, right? So I forgot to write the formula. It's equal to this minus dollar E dollar 1. So it is in date. You have to change it to number, general, or number. So you get exactly the same answer. Is it clear about obsolete? Because in your workplace, this is very important. Many times you want to refer to one particular cell to make any formula. You have to do this way. If not, your answers will be all wrong. So please clarify with me. I can repeat again. Is it clear, Shamim and Razal?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. So if this is clear, then we move to the mixed reference. Now this is interesting. So now I want to create a multiplication table like this, right? So we all learned multiplication tables. 1 1s are 1, 1 2s are 2, 1 3s are 3, right? So same for, I am creating a table for 12 tables up to 12. So 12 12s are 144. So this we all have learned before. But how to make this table in Excel, we will learn now. So let me just copy the whole format, easier to repeat. Okay, I will delete all the formula and I will teach you now. So to make this, how to make the fund. You understand the basics first, then we will use the formula. So we how to write a table. In a table, if it is one table, one is fixed, correct? So 1 1s are 1, 1 2s are 2, 1 3s are 3, 1 4s are 4. So 1 is constant. And up to 12 is variable. So this is one table. This is 2 table, 3 table, 4 table. You can think like that. So in one table, I'm going to write 1 1s are 1, 1 2s are 2, 1 3s are 3, 1 4s are 4, 1 12s are 12. So 1 is constant. This is variable. Okay. So how to write this? For this, you have to write equal to $A 18. Because this cell, you put the dollar sign in the front, multiplied by B $17. That means B $17 means this cell will be constant. But $A4 means this will change. You see here, now I drag this, you will understand why. You see here, 2, the answer is 2, but how it came? $A19, it changed. In the first formula, it is 18. So when you use $A without the dollar sign in between, this becomes a relative. But if you see here, B $17 is constant. Here also is B $17. So 1 is constant. This is variable. So this is why this is called a mixed reference. You use a combination of both the relative as well as the absolute references in this formula. Okay, let me repeat again for the next column. Now I want to write the 2 tables. So 2 1s are 2 is very simple, but how to write it here? Equal to, I use dollar sign, I choose A 18 multiplied by C17. C17 is fixed for me. So it has to be, I have to use the dollar sign. If you don't use our dollar sign, it will be wrong. So if you drag this now, automatically the formula will be applied in this manner. 2 will be constant. So 1 into 2, 2 into 2, 3 into 2. Automatically you see here 18. Here it will take reference to 19. 19 is 2. A19 is 2. A20 is 3. But if you see here C17, 3 times 2 is 6. So same way for all the formulas. Actually, you can pull like this. You can cross check this. 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is 100. Yes, correct. See, 10 times 10 is 100. 9 times 10 is 90. 11 11s are 121. 12 12s are 144. So automatically you can get the multiplication table. This is called mixed reference. You may not use this very often in your work, but you need to understand this in case it is required. Any doubts on this? I will
No
repeat one
doubt,
more.
sir.
No doubt, sir.
No doubt, sir.
Okay, sir.
So I just refresh to you one more time on the concept. Cell references, basically there are three types: relative, absolute, and mixed. Relative means is the normal one. It takes the formula that you apply, then it automatically applies to the other cells, which is the same way like here. You choose E4 to C4, next will become E5, C5. So this is called relative. It just uses what function you use there and it applies the subsequent cells. This is called relative. Next is called absolute. In the absolute, the cell will be used for calculation for all the formula that you are applying. So we learned about absolute for the example of inspection records. So for the calculation of the due date, I want my formula to minus off all the data from only the cell E1 because that is the today's date. So we use $E, $1 to make it absolute. Okay. So this is called absolute. Next, we learned about mixed references. Mixed references is a combination of both relative and absolute together. So one column is constant, other row is fixed, or it can be the other way. So the example we learned for this is multiplication table. So we have to use dollar in the front for the variable, dollar after the column for the constant. So this is how we made the multiplication table. Okay, so this is what is the portion for today. Let me share a few things. So next class will be the last Excel topic. Followed by we will have 2 more classes for PowerPoint. How many of you are using PowerPoint in your work or you may need to use PowerPoint? Anybody using PowerPoint so far?
No, sir.
Okay. But some of you are like working like a safety supervisor, scaffold supervisor. So maybe presentation, PowerPoint, maybe future is useful when you want to make some report for your superior. So we will teach you in 2 classes. It's a bit too short, but we will try to cover with you some basic things. So next class, Excel is very important because we will make charts. We will make the graphs. Okay, so you see all the graph that we will see here, recommended charts. So we will learn about all these types in the next class to see how to make a chart. And then that will be used in the subsequent presentation as well. So far, we have learned a lot of things in Excel. Anybody has anything that in your workplace you have in Excel, but you're not sure how to do, but we have not covered in our classes? If you have any such topics, please highlight to me. I will try to cover that in the next class if you really wanted to know about something. Okay, so think about it, think about your workplace. Anything that is required, please ask me, because after that we will move on to other topics. So next class, I have this opportunity. If you think of something that in your workplace you are not sure how to do, you have that example, you can share to me. I will see whether that topic, if you have not covered, I will try to include it in our next class lesson. So far, whatever you learned, is it really useful for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Useful.
Okay, so more important is that you have to practice it. Excel, Word, and a computer basically is about practice. If you don't practice, you will forget. Good thing is that we have our video recording, but you need to know where to go and find which video. So just pay more attention to the classes and practice. And anytime, any doubts, please, you can ask. Don't hesitate. Okay, because that is very, very important. Practice is important. Okay. If you see the WhatsApp today, I think they also sent about asking for information to fill up some details for your certificate. So there is a Google form sent in today's message. So please go through that and submit all your informations timely to provide us the information so that we can prepare the certificates. But as you all know, there is an exam. Okay, so please ensure that all these are practiced well. Okay, so let me just stop my sharing.
Okay, sir.
Sir.
Just okay.